time to podcast on a Friday afternoon. We're just getting ready. All the work's done, or at least most of it. And now we get to talk sports with these two fellas. Boys, welcome to Pass the Rock.
Could one of y'all pass the gosh darn rock? Hey yo, I'm trying, I ain't lying, and hosting this will be Brian. Posting like Kobe Bryant, flying to see the pie. Get the hezzy, we got Jesse, opinions get kinda messy. A fan of out of lefties, from football to racing jet skis. He go silly when he go deep, sheesh, is Zach Zeman. Teaming up with Jack, we stack the whole team, man. Pass the rock, don't stop the shot clock. Smack the slap shot, come on, now let's talk. Pass the, yo partner, pass the rock, for real.
All right, guys, here's the quick question. Jesse, is there a better weekend of NFL football than Wild Card Weekend?
The only better one you could maybe say is Championship Weekend. Like either the Super Bowl or AFC NFC Championship is pretty electric as well. But just something about the Wild Card Weekend. The underdog is in the air, and it's just such a magical time. We've got so many games. We've got Saturday, we've got Sunday, we've got Monday. I don't think that there's a better weekend than Wild Card Weekend in sports.
All right, so looking at you, Zach, if you took every minute of every wild card game this weekend through Monday night, what percentage of those minutes will you watch?
I mean, obviously, people are fairly busy. The fact that it goes Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it goes throughout the entire 3-day weekend is quite a bit of asking. But I would say there's a good chance I'm going to watch, I'd say 85% of this. I feel like I'm putting away a lot of time to put for it, but you never know if you actually need to do something, in the playoffs. And especially, for fans that aren't, watching their teams, if their teams didn't make it, they're watching maybe 50% of this. Let's be honest.
My team didn't make it, and I'm going to watch 103% of this weekend. I'm going to watch some of it twice just to get over 100%. All right?
Nice.
Jesse, what is your percentage? Over or under Zach's 85%?
Ooh, I'm gonna say under.
Oh, y'all are so disappointing to me. What do you have to do?
Look, Super Wild Card
based
Weekend
on,
is great, but do you really want to watch a game with the Steelers in it?
That's the thing. The Steelers game is going to tank my overall value because I think I'm going to watch almost all of the other games. And then I'll probably watch the first half of the Buffalo game. And then if it's close, maybe I'll watch. But I don't know. I might be asleep by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and
I hear that.
To be fair, that nap in the fourth quarter could go through the first half of the Green Bay.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
So he's missing a good chunk of that if he falls asleep in the fourth quarter. So keep in mind these very important logistics here. Jesse needs his nap.
Not to mention I'm in Canada and I'm not always on the best stream, so sometimes a little behind. I'm having to switch back and forth. Might get caught in a commercial break here or there. Might get caught with my stream on Stream East buffering. So, you got to calculate all those other things into it.
You might not have Peacock and you can't watch the Chiefs game at all. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors. I would like to say over, but there's just so many games on. It's hard to catch every minute of every game. I wish we had a red zone that Scott Hansen just gets a diaper and a 28 pack of water and just goes from Saturday all the way until Monday. Just wild card weekend coverage.
Man, it's just I feel like you never know if you can access certain networks or not. I think it's Saturday it's NBC and Peacock, Sunday it's CBS, then Fox, then NBC, and then Monday is ESPN and ABC. I know that where I am, because I'm an out-of-state college student trying to still use the TV credentials back from Philly. I can't access CBS. I cannot. There's no way I can access CBS. I can access Fox fine, NBC fine. I do have Peacock. I do have ESPN. For whatever reason, can't access CBS.
You don't have an antenna?
No, we don't have an antenna here. It's the new generation. It's all streaming. It's
$10. Okay. Well, here's the deal. Why don't you find an establishment that has televisions that you can, grab a little grub and watch a little football? All right, let's get to the big news. First of all, we had Nick Saban. I wasn't with you guys the other day, but Nick Saban retiring. Bill Belichick has since retired. We got a new coach in Alabama potentially. Jesse, if you were Bill Belichick, which opening would you choose? I know this is hard for you to answer because of the Pats fan in you, but where should he go?
As a Patriots fan, there's one thing that Bill Belichick needs, and it's a great defense to work with. He's a defensive-minded coach, and also what doesn't hurt to have is a very great young quarterback prospect. For the sake of the sport, Bill Belichick needs to go to the Chargers. He needs to go and save Justin Herbert's career, turn this ship around. The Chargers have so many good pieces on defense. I mean, he sent J.C. Jackson there and then got him back from the Chargers after it didn't work out. Khalil Mack, they've got all these great corners. Asante Samuel Jr., like so much talent. Derwin James, amazing defense, star-studded roster. You got Justin Herbert. You got some young receivers. He can pick up a few gadget guys here and there. I mean, Danny Woodhead was a Charger and a Patriot, so he's like the perfect example. Bill needs to go to the Chargers. Great defense. He will turn Justin Herbert's career into a winning career. They could win a Super Bowl next season if Bill Belichick goes to the Chargers.
All right, Zach, to you. Where's Belichick going?
I mean, out of the list of head coaching openings, really, I like Jesse's take a lot with the Chargers. That's a great take. They do have Justin Herbert. They have, on paper, a good defense. They just haven't been able to execute this season. So I'd probably say Chargers definitely the most appealing. But if it's not the Chargers, I don't think this is going to end up being an opening, but I think it'd be very interesting to see him on the Raiders. I think first of all, the irony with the Tuck rule would just be fantastic there.
Could you imagine Bill Belichick living in Las Vegas?
And Tom Brady owns some of the Raiders, so
it's all coming together with Tom Brady owning it. I feel like
Tom Brady comes back and quarterbacks the Raiders next year.
I mean, to be fair, Mark Davis has had a track record of poaching Bill Belichick's, his students, his talent tree.
McDaniels.
Why not just get the man himself to run the show? Look, I don't think it truly improves the Raiders, but it's definitely a Raiders-esque move.
Replacing Josh McDaniels with Bill Belichick would be the funniest thing in NFL history.
It would be hilarious, and I don't think we can rule it out just yet, because the fact that Antonio Pierce hasn't been solidified as the head coach for next season is kind of ridiculous to me.
Now, do you think Davante Adams would still be mad if it wasn't Antonio Pierce, but it was Bill Belichick?
I feel like he wouldn't be too upset, because Bill Belichick.
He's the GOAT.
It's Bill Belichick. He's arguably the greatest, if not already is, the greatest coach of all time. I mean, to be able to be coached by one of the greatest to ever do it, no matter, how the season goes, no matter, what ends up happening to that team, you got to respect it. I mean, he is arguably the greatest coach of all time.
All right. So the obvious answer is the Chargers. I like your answer in the Raiders. The scariest idea for me is the Falcons, although they still don't have a quarterback, but they have pretty much everything else. If he thinks there's a way he can, find a veteran quarterback to work, or convince Tom Brady to come back as a Falcon, which would absolutely be my worst nightmare, even at 47 years old or however old he is. But I do think the Falcons are out there as a great opportunity. I cannot believe the last coach, Arthur Smith, couldn't win with that team. But that's one I think that's on the radar at least. But I agree, the Chargers are the number one. What about Mike Vrabel? So the Pats are off the list. They hired Gerard Mayo. Where does Vrabel end up, Zach?
Man, it's tough, because I feel like Vrabel's a guy that, should be a head coach, but I don't know if he's going to end up as one, just based on, what certain players and what certain GMs might think of what they could use Vrabel for. I could easily see him taking a very nice defensive coordinator job with some teams that might be in need of one. But if we're sticking with head coach, I mean, obviously Chargers still the best overall option. He's also a defensive-minded coach like Belichick. There's even a chance that he works under Belichick for a season to get his repertoire up wherever Belichick goes. There's a lot of good options, but to me, Chargers still a great option. Falcons, like you mentioned, they have everything but the quarterback, like on paper. Wouldn't be out of the question for the Raiders. Wouldn't be out of the question for the Panthers. I mean, there's a lot. Wouldn't be out of the question for the Commanders. I could see him fitting in a lot of different spots. He's a coach I can definitely think of as someone you can plug and play, and that's a good to great hire for any team that gets him.
And, you know, a lot of these teams don't have quarterbacks, and Vrabel's won without a quarterback several years in Tennessee. So, Jesse, any different thoughts on Vrabel?
Interesting thought of where he might end up now that has a brand new head coaching vacancy, the Seattle Seahawks. Very interesting. A very good playoff team. I've not a playoff team this year, but borderline playoffs. I mean, what were they, 9-8 again this year, or 8-9? Like right just there. Yeah. So they were 9-8 and they missed the playoffs. The Packers are 9-8. They're in the playoffs. There's just a tiebreaker there. Same record, I believe, as last year for the Seahawks. So they have the talent to be a great team. And with Pete Carroll stepping down, I think that that's probably one of the best landing spots with a ready to compete roster. The biggest problem with the Titans was they just lacked star power. They lacked talent on the roster. It's just a very young, talentless roster. It's just the state of the union in Tennessee. So I think that he needs to go somewhere ready to compete, ready to, contend for a division title. And I think that the Seahawks, I mean, they're in a tough division with the Rams and the Niners being as good as they are. I think the Rams, though, are going to only regress as Stafford gets older. I know they have some good rookies, but the Seahawks really should be pushing to make a move to compete in this division. And I think bringing in Mike Vrabel is a winning move for the Seahawks.
No, I think that's very intriguing. I think Vrabel is going to be able to elevate wherever he goes. And I think if you get somebody like that was right on the cusp, maybe he takes a look at what Drew Lock has to offer and sees if there's something there. If not, go with Geno Smith and just keep that train rolling. Plus, you still have your former coach there, in the front office. So that keeps a little continuity, and you get one of the best coaches on the market. So I think that's a really smart move if he should do it. If not, please, Mike Vrabel, come to New Orleans. We don't want Dennis Allen anymore. Please, please show up. So let's do a little quick hits with the NFL playoffs. I know you guys broke down everything the other day. Jesse, over to you. Who's your upset pick of the week?
Ooh, my upset pick of the week. I mean, is it an upset to say the Cleveland Browns because they're the lower seed?
I think you can say that. I'd have to look at the line to tell you if that's a true upset.
I know that technically, I believe it. Technically, I think the Browns are actually favored by 2.5, so they're not an underdog. So, okay, screw it. I'm not going to take them. My underdog pick of the week is the Los Angeles Rams. I love the Detroit Lions, but Matthew Stafford's coming in. The Rams are hot. The Lions are favored by 3.5 points. That's only really because they're at home. And if you take the Rams just straight up, I think the Rams are going to look really good. The offense is flowing better than it has all season long. The defense is balling out as well. I think the Rams come into Detroit and shatter the Lions fans' hearts, and Matthew Stafford's moving on.
I agree 1,000%. I picked it in our NFL playoff pick'ems, by the way. Head to our Discord and you can be a part of that. Right now, it's a $100 prize. All you do, it's a bracket challenge for the NFL. So pick it and check that out there. I absolutely picked that upset. That's the one that I agree with 100%. I think Stafford goes in and breaks the hearts of every Lion fan in attendance and all throughout the state of Michigan. I just think, the amount of playoff experience that Rams team has, even though they haven't been so hot since that Super Bowl victory, is immense. And the Lions are happy to be there. I know they want more than that, and it might take a year or two to get there. So, Zach, over to you. Any different pick for upset of the week?
Yes, I'm going to go with a different pick, and I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers upsetting my Philadelphia Eagles. To me, this is the easiest pick ever. I mean, this is an Eagles team that has looked absolutely horrendous for the past month and a half. They're pretty much limping into the playoffs, both figuratively and literally, with the amount of injuries that have piled up throughout the season. They're a team that, I haven't seen any change in the past month and a half that makes me believe that the Eagles are suddenly going to look like a competent NFL team. I know the Buccaneers are not the strongest opponent, but at home, I'm 100% favoring them. Give me the Buccaneers.
I think that is such a crazy pick, but I hear what you're saying. I get all the negativity, but it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's remember that. Okay?
I know it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They should not have beaten the Panthers, and they got wasted by the Saints. So we're not talking about going into Texas Stadium by any means.
Yeah. Look, I know it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but this is a very stagnant, predictable offense that they're going up against. and a defense that only calls man coverage, which means it doesn't have any depth with, just like zone calls or anything. This is a Matt Patricia-led defense, which means it's very heavy on man coverage that can be easily exploited, especially if you target James Bradberry, who struggles in man coverage. So I think there is a pretty clear path for the Buccaneers to win against the Eagles on Monday night.
Jesse, one-word response only. Who wins, Bucs or Eagles?
Bucs.
Interesting. I'm going Eagles. All right. Lock of the week, Zach. Who's the team you're not worried about? They already have the victory.
Ooh. I'm going to go – I feel like this is just kind of like the easiest answer out of all these. I'm going with the Bills. I'm honestly surprised that the Steelers have even been able to make it in. I know the AFC was really competitive, but this is a team that I did not expect to make it. I expect them to be like one game out or like lose to a tiebreaker, something like that, because they always have a winning record. But I thought there was going to be a way that they'd be forced out. The Steelers, especially without TJ Watt, do not deserve to be here. If the Bills play the football that we know they can play, they should be able to handle this Steelers team fairly easily. This is Mason Rudolph starting in a playoff game. I will be absolutely shocked if the Bills lose on Sunday.
All right, Jesse, your lock of the week.
It's the Bills as well, but I just want to say January 15th, 2022, or sorry, January 15th, 2023, the New England Patriots somehow squeak into the NFL playoffs, and in the wild card round, they draw the Buffalo Bills. What's the final score? 47-17. It was 27-3 at halftime of that game, and they did not have Tom Brady to make it 28-3 and come back. But I'm getting some vibes of that game coming up, and I just think that it could get out of hand so fast, and the Steelers are that team that squeaked into the playoffs, and the Patriots being 10-7 last year, the Eagles being 10-7 this year, Bills 11-6. It's the exact same scenario. The Bills, just give them the win already. But to be different, I'll choose someone else, and I'll say my lock of the week is absolutely, without a question, the Dallas Cowboys. I know that the Green Bay Packers are 9-1 in their last 10 games against the Cowboys. All of them were with Aaron Rodgers. So, you got to count your chickens there. So I'm going to say that the Dallas Cowboys are going to win this game. I think it's going to be close. I don't know if they cover the 7.5 that they're favored by, but I am going to say that they're going to win this game. There's no way that Dallas loses after the season that they've had.
All right. I have a different answer. Bills are the easy one, I think, but give me the Kansas City Chiefs as my lock of the week. It's going to be -3 degrees Fahrenheit, and Miami is coming to town. Tua is going to be so uncomfortable. He never had to play in cold weather. He's from Hawaii. That's not going to help. He's got terrible stats when it comes to cold weather. And this is where the Kansas City Chiefs say, all right, it's time. Let's start playing as the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to find out if Taylor really loves Travis, because will she show up when it's that cold? I doubt it, but we'll see. I think this is just ripe for the Chiefs to run all over them. Half of us aren't going to get to watch it because it's on Peacock. Give me the Chiefs. All right. Real quick. Which game's going to be the closest, Zach?
Which game's going to be the closest? I got a feeling it's probably going to be Browns-Texans. I feel like that could be a really close game, whether both offenses shine or both defensive shine. I think you're not going to have one shine without the other. I feel like both these teams are playing really good football right now overall. I could see this ending up being not only a one-score game. I could see this ending up being a 3-point game at the end of the day. Maybe a team wins on a field goal. Maybe a team just wins late. Maybe a missed 2-point conversion decides it. Something crazy like that could totally happen. I think this is going to be the closest game, and I can't believe it's tomorrow at 4:30. We don't have to wait that long for it.
For me, it's Eagles Bucks. I think that could be like 13-10 or 14-13, something really putrid. The end of our week is going to be a little disappointing in the quality of the game, although I think the Eagles win for sure. Jesse, any other thoughts? Closest game of the week.
So the one thing about the Browns-Texans is that Dustin Hopkins, the Browns kicker, is out this weekend. They have Riley Patterson, who is also a kicker, but just keep that in the back of your head. If the Browns miss a field goal, it's because Dustin Hopkins, who was arguably the best kicker in fantasy football this year until he got hurt, That's a big difference. I think the closest game is going to be Rams-Lions. It's got a tight spread at 3.5, but I think that game as well is going to be won on the last. Whoever has the ball last is probably going to win that game. Like whoever.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean like whoever kneels the ball up, but I just mean whoever has the last money drive to go and get 3 points or 7 points is going to win. And Matthew Stafford is like the most clutch quarterback of all time. And I know saying that with Tom Brady and all those guys, but Matthew Stafford has like more clutch drives than almost anybody. And I think that we're going to see a vintage Stafford in Detroit. And I think it's going to be a close one, but they just re-signed Brett Maher to their playoff roster after cutting him earlier in the year when he missed like 3 kicks against the Steelers. They brought him back and he might end up kicking a game-winning kick in a playoff game. So I think Rams-Lions going to be really close.
Awesome. And then, we know the biggest blowout's probably Bills Steelers, who already went through that. So Jesse, over to you for a little NFL trivia.
All right. So we got some NFL trivia. This is going to be a long one. So we're going to split it into 2 parts of the AFC and the NFC. So can you name the last 1,000-yard rusher for every AFC team? So we're going to start with the New England Patriots.
I'm gonna guess LeGarrette Blount.
I think it's LeGarrette. I'm gonna say Corey Dillon, just to throw a different name out there.
Ooh.
It's Ramondre Stevenson. It's not that hard. It was last season, Ramondre.
I mean, I thought Blount was a good guess. I feel like he's rushed for 1,000.
LeGarrette Blount actually was one of them. I think like second or third most recent behind Stevenson, but yeah, Ramondre. Actually, I think Damian Harris might have done it too. But anyway, Ramondre.
The Patriots are so bad on offense that I just assumed I had to go way back.
Hey, we're only bad this year, okay? We weren't always bad. Anyway.
No, I meant this year.
The Bills.
Did he do it this year? Did what's his name, Zach?
That would be James Cook.
Yeah, did James Cook do it this year?
James Cook
I'm gonna say
did
yes.
do it this year, just barely. But as a bonus, who was the last one before James Cook?
I'm gonna say, this is the name I was thinking of, the guy before James Cook. I'm gonna say it was LaShawn McCoy.
It was LaShawn McCoy in 2017. Very nice.
Shady.
All right,
Good job.
the Miami Dolphins.
Wouldn't that be Mostert?
Yeah, it has to be
Mostert
Mostert.
just barely got it this year, but also as a bonus, before that they hadn't had one for years. So who do you think before Mostert was the last one?
I have a guess, but Brian, you guess first.
How far back are you guessing, Zach?
I think I'm pretty sure this is like early mid 2000s is what I'm guessing. This player.
Lamar Miller? Not Lamar Miller. Oh shoot. He was a former
You know his name.
It's Ricky Williams.
It's Ricky Williams. That's what I'm guessing.
Not Ricky Williams.
Okay. Is it more recent than that?
Yeah, more recent.
Okay. I just know that Ricky Williams had a good season or two.
It was 8 years ago. Zach, you know him.
2015.
Oh, I know who it is. Yeah, I know.
We'll
who
say
it is. Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi. That one miracle season.
That's right.
What? Probably my second favorite Eagle turned esports player. Yes, there's more than one of them.
Boston Scott
plays Rocket League. So
all right, and the New York Jets, and it's not Breece Hall because he had 994 yards this year.
Ooh. In an alternate timeline, this is Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, that really alternate timeline.
Yeah.
The Jets.
It's been a minute.
It can't be Curtis Martin. It's got to be more recent.
It's not Curtis Martin.
Chris Ivory.
Chris Ivory. Let's
go. Chris Ivory.
Former Saint Chris Ivory.
Nice.
Yes, I remember Chris Ivory specifically from like Madden Mobile. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice. All right. We'll go on to the South. Tennessee.
Derrick Henry.
Easy.
Yep.
Jacksonville.
Travis Etienne. Did he do it?
Easy. Indy.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Easy. Houston.
Not so easy.
Not as easy. Singletary.
Lamar Miller.
No, Singletary didn't do it this year. It's not Lamar Miller.
Is it
Ooh.
Oh, what's the guy?
Is it David Johnson?
No, it's not David Johnson, but that's not a bad guess.
No, I thought that was a good guess. Huh.
Arian
It's
Foster.
No, it's within the last 5 years.
It's not Arian. I'm surprised it's not Arian Foster.
This one was
No help
surprising
from
to
the
me.
chat. No
This
help
one was
from the
surprising
chat.
to me.
Thank you.
It's not Ronnie Brown.
Hmm.
In 2009,
that was
in
a Miami
2000
guess.
In 2019, this guy had 1,070 yards, his only 1,000-yard season of his career.
Oh, of course.
Wow.
It's
Played
Who was there
mostly-
with- What's that?
He played mostly for the Niners and then spent 1 year in Cleveland, Jacksonville, Houston.
You're making me think it's Frank Gore.
It's not Frank Gore, but he probably played alongside Frank Gore for a few years.
Who played with David Johnson? There was a second running back with David Johnson
Mm.
those years in Houston. They were kind of a 1-2. Obviously,
Yep.
this guy was more of a 1. Former
No
Bill,
guesses?
maybe?
No, not former Bill.
Mm.
Oh, okay. San
He's
Francisco.
no longer in the NFL
Oh, that really helps.
as of 2 years ago.
I don't know. This one's tough.
Go for it. What is it? Who is it?
It's Carlos Hyde.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. He's
Yeah,
one of the more
Carlos Hyde.
shocking names.
I don't
Not on the tip of my tongue at all.
No, I only remember him as like barely a Niner. I don't remember him much other than him being a Niner.
Yeah, not much. He had 1 year in all the other places he spent. All right. On to the north, Baltimore.
I mean, would Lamar count? as a
Lamar.
Baltimore
It's got to be
fan?
Lamar.
Yeah, it's Lamar in 2020.
Yeah.
And yeah, J.K. Dobbins hasn't. Gus Edwards almost got there this year, but not quite. Cleveland.
Before him, it's probably Jamal Lewis or something ridiculous.
Ray Rice, probably.
Ray Rice. Yeah.
Cleveland.
Don't have to mention it.
Cleveland, I'm going to say Nick Chubb did it.
Yeah.
Yep. Nick Chubb last year. Ford didn't get there this year. Cincy.
Oh, it's
No.
got to be Mixon.
Yep.
I want to say mixed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Joe Mixon. Pittsburgh.
Is this Le'Veon Bell?
No.
Is
Come
it
on.
Najee?
Yeah, he's had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons to start
That's
his career.
crazy.
That
That's
just
crazy.
proves to me that 1,000 yards means nothing.
It means
All right.
Especially with
nothing.
17.
It's going to mean even less to you after the AFC West. Kansas City.
I mean, it can't be Edwards-Helaire. It just can't be.
Is it Pacheco?
It's not. Isaiah Pacheco was very close this
Are
year.
you telling me that it's possibly McKinnon?
It's not Jerick
Yeah,
McKinnon.
It's got to be pre-Mahomes.
This is one of the farthest back on the list.
Priest Holmes?
Oh, Priest Holmes. That's
No,
what
it's
I was
not Priest Holmes. It's not that far back.
Okay, but like Jamal
thinking.
Charles.
Jamal Charles from the.
No, it's not Jamal Charles.
Oh,
You're forgetting one guy.
I pulled that straight from the chat. so-
Yeah, no, we both saw it at the same
Ooh.
time. Chat's trying to help.
In between Jamal Charles and now.
God, who?
You're forgetting one pretty big name. This guy was insanely good as a rookie.
As a rookie. Still in the league?
Yeah. Still getting touches too in the league.
Huh. Not
I think
Larry
he was rookie of the
Johnson.
year, actually, or he was up for
Someone said
consideration.
McCoy. No, LaShawn McCoy did nothing for the Chiefs. LaShawn McCoy did nothing for the Chiefs. He won a ring with them. He didn't do anything, though.
No, this player did not win a ring with the Chiefs. He was in the running of Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2018
2018.
or 2017, I think. That year. No guesses? Come on.
Wait, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. There it is.
Oh, man.
As a rookie,
Kareem
I think.
Hunt.
Yeah.
I forget that he was a Chief. Yeah.
Yep.
I always remember the
All
Chiefs.
right. Vegas.
Josh
Oh,
Jacobs.
That's got to be Jacobs.
Yeah, he had like 1,500 yards last year.
Nice.
Denver.
Ooh. Was it Philip Lindsay? I don't think it was.
Yeah, it's Philip.
Oh, that's right. Undrafted.
Philip
1,000 yards.
Lindsay.
Good
Philip
guess.
Lindsay. 2019.
Philip Lindsay may have had a one-season Linsanity run.
He had a Linsanity run, yeah.
Haha, yeah.
But yeah, he was the last one. Javonte Williams has not got there.
No,
all right,
hasn't been
and
upstairs.
the Chargers.
It has to be Eckler.
It's not Austin Eckler.
What about what's the guy that went to Denver? That was a Charger a couple years ago. He was like fantasy gold, and then he died.
That's who it is. Just what's his name?
Oh
God, he's from Ohio State, I think.
No, he's from. He's not from Ohio State. He's from
a big town.
Another really big school. I think he's from Wisconsin.
Yes,
Wisconsin. Where is Jack?
He's currently on the Ravens.
Where's Jack when you need him?
Yeah, they just signed him. Why can't I think of his damn name?
No, seriously, don't know. Come on, Chargers running back, Pro Bowler Austin Eckler took his job.
Oh my God, I should know this. I remember this whole saga. Of
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon. Thank you very much. Yeah, Le'Veon.
And then it was probably LaDainian before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Melvin Gordon, last one in the AFC West. All right. And then, yeah. All right. Yeah. That concludes the AFC. We got the NFC. So can you name the last 1,000-yard rusher for every NFC team? So we'll start it off with the Saints.
It's got to be Mark Ingram.
Got to be Mark Ingram. Alvin Kamara has never had 1,000 on the ground.
Yak Merchant.
Yeah. Carolina.
CMC.
It wasn't this year.
Yeah, it's CMC.
Who'd you say?
CMC in 2019, actually.
Yeah, CMC.
Atlanta. Did Arthur Smith?
Wasn't Tyler Algier last year, was it?
It was Tyler Algier last year. Bijan Robinson, of course, he's not getting 1,000 yards with Arthur Smith.
No.
He had, I think, just around 900.
Great pick.
Lastly, Tampa Bay.
Did Rachaad White do it this year?
No, he got pretty close. He had, I think, like 1,400 yards scrimmage maybe, but not all rushing.
Okay.
Then it's got to be, what's his name? He's with the Bills now, LSU.
Fournette? He's not with the Bills, but Fournette?
It's not Leonard Fournette. He was playoff
It's not with the Bills?
He is with the Bills, but it's not Leonard Fournette. It's playoff Lenny, not regular season Lenny.
For sure. Tampa.
This one's pretty far back too.
This one's far back. I
think this is the second oldest
too
on the
far
list.
back.
No, work done is too far back. No, it's in the all of these are in the 2010s. It's
okay.
One of the furthest back.
I was just expecting one team to have like a 1998 guy.
This guy has one of the best nicknames in NFL history, the Muscle Hamster.
Oh God, what is that guy's name?
He was a fantasy god
who you mean.
in like 2015.
He's like 5'6".
Yeah, he's really short. He was a fantasy
what
god.
Is that kid's name? Pittman. No, it's not Pittman.
No,
not Pittman.
Good guess on Pittman though. That's he was a muscular, not a small dude. God,
played for the Bucs his whole career, and then 1 year with the Raiders.
Yes.
Is this?
I think he played at Kansas.
No, Boise State.
Is this Doug Martin?
Doug Martin.
Yes, that's
there. It is.
Good job.
Yep.
Good job. All right, that's the South. We're gonna move on. The Rams.
Ooh,
it's this year. Kyron.
Yep. Arizona.
James Conner. Did he do it?
For the first time in his career, he just barely got it this year. But before that,
he had a great season.
Before that,
he didn't do it last year?
No,
I feel like he had a great season last year.
No, but he had a great season this year. Before that, was that David Johnson?
That was David Johnson.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, Seattle.
Is it Kenneth Walker?
Yeah, Ken Walker did it last year. And then San Francisco, CMC obviously did it this year. But before CMC, who was it?
Frank Gore, I'm guessing.
It was Frank Gore in 2014. He was officially the oldest one on this entire list. All right, and then we got Detroit.
I don't
think anybody did it this year.
Yeah, I don't think Montgomery got it. Did Montgomery get it?
Montgomery did get it just barely over 1,000. And Jahmyr Gibbs was right around 900 as well. So he was close.
That's amazing, actually.
Very impressive to have 2 near 1,000-yard rushers. You don't see
before that, it was Jamal Williams last year. Not even DeAndre Swift, which is funny.
Right.
Green Bay.
Aaron Jones.
Easy.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Is it Justin Fields last year? Did he get 1,000?
Yeah, it was Justin Fields last year. I think before that it was Matt Forte, and then
God, that
I was mostly guessing Fields just so I didn't have to think about Chicago running backs.
Yeah, it was a painful thought process looking down the list there.
That's what I was doing. I was just like, oh God, who?
Yeah, Minnesota.
AP.
Yeah, I would say AP.
Dalvin
what?
Cook.
Soon.
Dalvin Cook. He did it like 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. All right. Last division.
I mean, to be fair, AP is just so iconic. You had to guess him first.
Yeah, but Dalvin Cook, the AP hasn't been a Viking in 8 years.
It's been a while.
Not care. He's just so iconic.
He's been a Saint more recently than a Viking.
Yeah, he's been half the NFL more recently.
Commander more recently.
Commanders, Lions, like all those teams. All right, Dallas.
Oh,
is it Pollard?
It was somehow Tony Pollard this year.
Oh, was it?
Tony Pollard had maybe the worst 1,000-yard season I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like it was, I have no idea how he got there. Also, he had 1,000 yards last year too, on like 50 plus less carries. So it was.
That's disgusting, actually.
Yeah. His average went from 5.2 per carry to like 4. So it definitely went down a lot. Philly.
DeAndre Swift.
It had been Miles Sanders last year before that.
Yep.
And he got 400 yards this year. New York.
Saquon.
Oh,
Saquon. And last but not least, the Washington Commanders. Although I don't know if they were the Commanders when this happened. They definitely were not the Commanders.
Okay, well, I know, unfortunately, although I had high hopes from in fantasy, it's not Brian Robinson Jr. I know that.
It's not. He got like 700 yards this year.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed when I saw that stat line. I was like, really? That's it? But
are we like talking Washington football team year or pre?
Or prior?
Or right around.
It was around the rebranding. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think they were the Skins still. But it was the name was up in the air.
Okay.
It's in the last like 4 years.
This is like 2019, 2020 then.
Around that time.
Around that time.
2020.
This guy was touted as being the next CMC.
It's not Antonio Gibson.
It's Antonio Gibson in 2021.
Wow.
That concludes it. That was
was
fun. The Chris Ivory was insane to me. That was the last Jet.
Oh my God! Chris Ivory, what a pull.
And also, Doug Martin. Like you'd think with how, I don't know, like it's just crazy that no one in Tampa has ran for that many yards in 9 years. Anyway, that was all for that. We got one more NFL thing, and then we're gonna get over to our NBA for the day. So, can you name every player to score a hat trick of 3 touchdowns this year?
How many are there?
Yeah.
Let me check that real quick. I'm just going to copy the answer somewhere you guys can't see. All right. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 players.
Wow.
We did it this year.
Wow.
Sam Laporta. I know that one.
Sam Laporta, baby. First guy on the list.
Oh my God, I always forget if it was Achane or Mostert, but I'm pretty sure it was Mostert.
I'll give you both. They both got 4.
I was going to say, I think it's both.
Lovely. Okay, perfect.
CMC
and actually,
Mostert
did it twice, I believe, and actually so did Achane.
I always think back to that 70-20 game, and I'm like, I always forget which one did which. So
yeah, they both had 4 touchdowns, and Achane had 200 yards.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
CMC also did it twice this year, so he's correct as well.
What about
He's not on this list, but it would have been really funny to have Julio Jones on here because he had two touchdown games this season.
He almost got there.
He almost got there twice, and I think that's hilarious.
I think he had more touchdowns than AJ Brown since he got signed to the Eagles.
Yeah, sadly.
I almost made Zach spit out his drink.
That's really
for most
funny.
of my fantasy teams. That's a terrible.
All right, who's your next guess?
CeeDee Lamb.
No, did not.
Huh? I thought he
You
had
got two. You got two. There's a healthy mix of receivers and running backs on here, by the way.
George Kittle.
Yep, George Kittle had that one game.
Yep.
I'm gonna say I feel like I heard that Derrick Henry did it.
They actually did not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually surprising to me that he didn't, but he didn't.
Interesting. Okay. Trying to think who.
What about Kyron? I think Kyron got one the last couple.
Kyron just did it 2 weeks ago against the Giants.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's the most recent out of anybody.
Okay.
What about Gibbs? Jahmyr Gibbs.
No,
I'm gonna say
he didn't.
is this just? I mean, if this can include just quarterback rushing touchdowns, I feel like Hurts got it one game.
Nope. No, he didn't. He got two, I think.
Yeah.
Tyreek.
Nope. He didn't have that many touchdowns this year. I mean, he had like 12, but he didn't have that many big games like that with many touchdowns.
Did Tank Dell have one?
No, he
Okay.
did not.
Did any Texans receiver, Nico Collins, have one?
No.
Okay.
I'll say
Amon-Ra?
we've got no. Amon-Ra did not. We've got mostly receivers and then a few running backs left.
Okay. Didn't Pickens do it?
Oh, I was about to say Pickens.
No, George Pickens did not.
Oh.
He got two.
Cooper. Amari.
He also did not.
Cooper Kupp.
Really? Oh,
No,
yeah.
Amari
He had
Cooper had 2
800
touchdowns
yards.
in that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Cooper Kupp also did not.
Did
Damn.
Puka do it by chance? I don't know.
No, Puka did not either.
This is tough.
Debo.
Debo did do it.
How many are left?
Many.
8. Jesus.
Half are left.
You
half
got
the list is
3
left.
running backs and 5 receivers.
Okay.
No quarterbacks?
No,
Ugh.
and no tight ends either.
Other than the ones I named.
Did
Well, you got-
Saquon do it? Did Saquon do it?
No, he did not do it.
Mike Evans.
No, he also did not.
Did
Hey,
Waddle do it?
You guys are guessing. Like, these are good guesses, but they're just not the players. All right. Think about who this season had like a huge game in fantasy that you can remember.
Devontae Smith.
No.
I can tell you he didn't have 3 touchdowns in the game.
Justin Jefferson.
No.
Damn.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
That
and
might be
and-
his only touchdowns. That one
and also
game.
one from
Keenan
Shaq.
Allen.
Keenan
Keenan
Allen.
Allen has to have him.
No, Keenan Allen didn't.
Son of a.
The
gun.
question is who scored 3 touchdowns in a game this year? For whoever
Thank
is
you. I know
asking.
what the questions are.
No,
Oh.
I'm answering the chat, dickhead. All right. So
There we go. It's Friday afternoon for everybody.
we
now.
still have, let's see, 3 running backs. We have 2 in the NFC and 1 in the AFC. And then-
I have a guess for a running back. Did Kenneth Walker do it?
No.
I'm just throwing out
think
names.
about-
I'm throwing
thinking
out
about
names.
touchdowns. All 3 of these backs are goal line backs. You're not getting 3 long touchdowns in a game. You're getting
No, never mind. That guy missed a lot of time. I was going to say Jamal Williams, but I know he's not on this list. He's a goal line back.
no. Jamal Williams only
He
had
only
one
has
touchdown.
one touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the one that got Arthur Smith all riled up.
Exactly.
Last year he was a goal line back though.
Yeah, last year he was.
We're not talking about last year.
No, we're not talking about. Yeah,
But who did he play for last year?
David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs.
David Montgomery. There you go.
Oh, that's
You guys
good.
guessed Jahmyr Gibbs like David Montgomery wasn't the one getting all the touchdowns. He had 3 in that one game, I think, against the Packers. I don't know if it was against the Packers, but yeah. So he was one of the backs. 2 more goal line backs. Who vultures all the 1-yard touchdowns in the league in fantasy?
Hurts.
More than any other player.
Hurts.
Besides Hurts, which running back do you see the most 1-yard touchdown notifications?
Is it weird that I'm gonna guess him? I know I'm wrong, but Pacheco?
No.
What about Zeke?
No, he did not. Man, this is like the
Did
worst.
the Patriots
score
3 touchdowns?
Yeah, did the
No, they didn't. Man, okay, I'll give you a hint. This guy, one of them is on. Actually, one of them is on. Only one of them is on a playoff team. Everyone else is not. 2 of them are on the same team, actually. And it's in the NFC.
Okay, 2 of them are on the same team.
Zach, I think you had this guy benched when he had 3 touchdowns.
Oh God! All right, DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. There you go.
DJ Moore. Oh dear God! And you're telling me there's another bear? There's another bear. What's their running back's name? Khalil Herbert.
It's neither of those 2. Who's the other one?
Deonta Foreman. Yeah. He scored 3 touchdowns in a game this year.
Yes. No, I remember that.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was on Thursday Night Football. I forget who it was against.
It was against the Commanders. I remember that game.
What? No, was that? No, I don't think that was the Commanders game.
That was
the DJ Moore game.
No, his was against the Raiders. It was against the Raiders in this dog awful game. And he had 2 rushing and 1 receiving as well.
Yeah.
It was the Tyson Bagent debut.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Okay, you got 4 left, one running back and 3 receivers.
Disgusting that I benched DJ Moore.
It's not Jaylen Warren.
No, Brian, it's one of your favorite guys in the league.
Is it now?
Is it Kamara Yak Merchant?
Looking at these helmets over here, you said it's a playoff team or no?
One of them is, but your favorite guy's not. They just missed it.
I'm assuming it's not Kamara, even though I put it.
No, it's not Kamara.
It's not
Taysom
I don't
Hill
think
either.
I don't think we scored 3 touchdowns. Period.
Arguably a top 3 receiver in the league.
Well, it's not
One of
AJ
my
Brown.
favorite guys. AJ Brown? Did we guess AJ Brown?
We already guessed AJ Brown. It's not AJ Brown.
It's not Justin Jefferson.
We already guessed CeeDee Lamb.
It's not CeeDee Lamb. It's not Justin Jefferson.
And Tyreek
Oh, it's
Hill
not Drake London, is it?
No.
You said one of my favorite guys.
You're forgetting one blaringly obvious name.
I mean, when you say blaringly obvious, it's going to make me forget it. So, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, AJ
It's
Brown.
not Justin Jefferson.
I know.
Brian.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Thank you. Oh, my goodness.
Sorry,
Come on, LSU guy.
Sorry, Jamar Chase is a top 5 receiver, not a top 3.
What a disgusting season, by the way. Just with I would never have guessed a Bengal because of how terrible.
All right,
So
last
what?
3.
So we have a running back and a wide receiver?
Running back and 2 receivers.
Nah.
Disgusting. All right, the running back is on. I don't know how to give you an AFC North. Who gets all the small touchdowns?
Nick Chubb?
No.
Kareem Hunt?
No.
Nick
Chubb played like a quarter and a half of football. What about Gus?
Gus
Edwards.
the Bus. Oh my God. Last 2 receivers. One of them's in the NFC. One of them's in the AFC.
That really narrows it down.
Yeah.
I love that.
NFC is in the West.
NFC West. Did Marquise Brown have one just electric game?
No, it's not Marquise Brown, bro.
Oh, come on, dude.
It's not Trey McBride.
No,
there's no tight ends.
Oh, right. It's wide receivers. What about
you already said Debo.
You did.
What about DK? What about DK?
DK Metcalf. There you go. Last one. One remaining in the AFC South.
AFC South. We said all the Texans guys.
No, it's not Christian Kirk.
Is it Calvin
Michael
Ridley?
Pittman?
It's not Calvin Ridley, and it's not Michael Pittman.
Ooh.
Christian Kirk with
Wait, is it that one Colts rookie who had like that one electric game?
It's not Alex
Josh.
Pierce or Josh Downs.
I was thinking of Pierce, I think, but yeah, it's not either of them.
No, Josh Downs was really good for a while. It's not him.
Was it D-Hop?
It was DeAndre Hopkins in the Mayo game. Will Levis's debut.
the Mayo game.
No, that was the Mayo Bowl.
The Mayo Bowl. Wow,
The
that
Mayo Bowl.
was like
that was painful.
that
The
was
Mayo
like
Bowl
20
was
minute-
electric. This was terrible.
Yeah, that was long-winded. Yeah, oof, that was a lot of names.
Wow.
All right, well, Zach, take us away to NBA.
All right. Let's do a draft of NBA uniforms that are being worn this season. So, Jesse,
I have the first pick.
Jesse, you have the first pick. It's going to go Jesse, then Brian, and then myself. We're going to do snake order, 5 rounds.
Okay, I think that this
All
is
right.
actually, I think that this is maybe a pretty consensus number one. I'm going to go with the Utah Jazz City Edition. Give me the Purple Mountains.
Okay.
Wild.
Definitely not my 1-1.
I think
Not
it's
my
so beautiful. I just love the purple. I love the look. Way
I-
better than any of Utah's normal jerseys.
To
And I
me,
think by
it's-
far the best city jersey.
To me, it is their best jersey, but I wish that Utah still had either the Red Rock jerseys. The Red Rock jerseys were phenomenal, so beautiful,
Mhm.
or their real 90s throwbacks. I really like those
Yeah.
actual 90s throwbacks. To me, if those were these jerseys, they'd probably be my 1-1 as well.
What do you
Alright.
consider the real '90s throwbacks to be?
Like Stockton Malone era.
Like the purple with the note, the Jazz note on it?
No,
It had like the
uh,
blue. You had a little more of the teal and the blue. These
Oh,
are
the
just all
mountain,
purple.
the mountain
Yeah.
one. But
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Those-
Y'all are
Yeah.
both wrong about what the best Jazz jersey is, much less what the best overall jersey is. Give me the Utah Jazz Classic, which was the New Orleans Jazz uniform, purple, green, and gold, Jazz on down the front. That's the best jersey.
There's no way you think that one's better than the mountain jersey.
No,
I
I
absolutely.
highly
Now,
disagree with this.
There's a reason I do because I used to have a Pete Maravich jersey look just like that, and it's New Orleans connected. The best name in the history of the NBA.
Hey,
the
we
New
get
Orleans
that you're
Jazz.
from New Orleans. It doesn't even make sense that Utah's the Jazz.
Agreed. 1,000. Don't get me started. I get it, but I'm picking the Utah Jazz Classic as my first pick.
Nice. Okay, I have 2 back-to-back picks here, and I was thinking about this throughout the day, and to me, my 1-1, and to me, the best jersey in the NBA right now is the Golden State Warriors Association uniform. Their white uniforms are just absolutely so clean to me. Whenever I think of the Warriors, especially of Steph Curry, I think of the Warriors Association jersey.
Bro chose a default jersey as his first pick.
I did.
Let me just say this about that jersey. As a stat person for the NBA, I hate those jerseys because the numbers on the front are tiny. All right, so when you get the
Yeah,
second
they're
unit in there,
so small.
They
I
are
don't
very
know
small.
who's playing. First unit, I know all their guys, but second unit, that's tough.
You know what? That's probably the one knock I'd have against that jersey, but otherwise I think it is just beautiful. It is a great jersey, a great look to me. And with my second pick, I think, despite the fact that I don't like this team, it's arguably the most iconic jersey in the NBA. Give me the classic Celtics green jersey.
They don't have a
like
classic
it.
one.
No, I'm saying like their look is just classic. It's their green. what is
It's
it,
the
their
icon.
The icon?
Yeah.
I don't like the association icon stuff. I'm calling it by the color it is.
Okay.
The green jersey, and I think timeless look. They've used it for decades. It is just one of the best, if not the best jersey in the NBA.
Okay.
Look, you gotta like that. I was scrolling through before and I was like, oh, the Lakers. I probably should draft a Lakers jersey because they're just classic, but I'm not going to yet. So I'm gonna stick with another classic jersey. Shocker. The Minnesota Timberwolves 90s classic. I love those uniforms. They don't look like much when you see them on screen, but when you see them in person, they're just so clean. Give me the Wolves.
I had the pleasure of seeing them in person. I don't think I'd rate them as highly as you're rating them, but they are very clean. They're very simple. They're very nice. I do like them. Maybe not as much as you do.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought my heart was about to drop because you guys both took classic jerseys and neither one of you took the one I wanted. Give me the classic Orlando Magic jersey that comes with Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. It comes with the theme song. So that jersey, it comes with the song. I think that alone, I love their classic look. I love the old theme song. Orlando Magic is taking over TikTok right now. Love the Magic. So that's my second. And then third, ooh, I could go in a lot of directions here. I really like a few of these city jerseys. I really don't like a few of these city jerseys, but I'm going to lean with one that I actually think is really clean, and it sucks because it's going to clash a little bit. I already have another purple jersey, but give me the Phoenix Suns city jersey. I love the purple and orange. I think that those colors are just, they work so great together. Going to blend in well with the squad. So I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns city that says, what, the Valley on it? Laval?
El Valle.
El Valle. Sorry, El Valle.
El Valle.
Phoenix Suns.
That's
Just their
hilarious.
Latin Knights jersey.
All right. So I'm up. And Jesse, I think we have some similar tastes in jerseys. I'm going to take an Orlando jersey as well. I love what they do with the black icon edition with the pinstripes. No team can do pinstripes in the entire NBA except Orlando. The Hornets tried it for a while. Other teams, Chicago's tried it. Orlando pulls it off. Give me that one.
Wait, so Orlando's
Icon.
Trying to find it. Orlando's icon. I'm just looking through, seeing.
Yeah, it's black with slight pinstripes.
Ooh, yeah, the all black.
So I actually have that type of jersey.
That's a nice one.
It's a t-shirt instead of a jersey. It's a JJ Redick shirt from 2008.
So we have
That's
the
awesome.
Magic. So
If
we
you
have
had
the
said
Magic Classic and the
Anderson,
Magic
I might have
Icon.
given you a raise.
What, not JJ Redick?
If you had
Actually,
a Nick Anderson
I
t-shirt.
have a Jameer Nelson jersey.
Okay, that's good.
Does that count?
It's
I went
not
to
as good as
Orlando
Nick
when I was
Anderson.
8. I just got a bunch of stuff at the Magic store. So
Exactly.
A lot of stuff at the Magic
right.
store. All right. So with this next pick, I still think I have a lot of options available to me. And there's a lot of jerseys I still really like that I'm just like, I have to decide between. But we've been picking a lot of Orlando Magic jerseys. I say, why stop there? The Magic City jersey this year is one of the best in the league. I absolutely love what they did with it. The little star in the middle. It's very clean. It's like a navy color. I'm a big fan of what they did this year with their city jersey. I will start with the Magic City jersey. And I don't like their base blue or their base white jersey, but the rest of them are just fantastic this year. All right, and now to move
right, you get 2
away
picks,
from
yeah.
now to move away from the Orlando Magic. There's a few jerseys I really like, but I feel I'm trying to think which one I feel most strongly about. Because you know I have a list pulled up. You know I have a list ready to go. I'm deciding
It doesn't seem like you have anything ready to go.
I'm deciding between 2 different black uniforms right now. But I'm going to go with the Raptors Statement Edition jersey.
okay, shout out.
I'm going with the Raptors Statement Edition. I really like their black uniforms. I think they look great.
They actually also have some stripes on them, Brian, for your information.
Yes, they
There you
do.
go.
They have the subtle stripes. I really like how they use the black and red. Just the little subtle stripes. It's very clean. It's very simple. It has the arch with the letters, but they actually do it right compared to the Lakers. I really like this Raptors.
I don't understand the arch. Explain the arch to me. Why that's?
I don't like it. I don't like it's like the chevron. I don't like it either. It's ugly. The Lakers copied it too. It looks bad.
I don't like
It's the thing. It's the thing on top of the 6 on your keyboard, whatever that's called. The
I don't.
top,
I
whatever.
don't like it as much on their other uniform, especially when it has the actual line for it. But the black uniform doesn't have any line for it. Doesn't have the outline for it. So I like it better.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so my 4th pick, I'm going with this jersey right here, the New Orleans Pelicans statement edition, is it?
It's
The best part of this, the city edition, city edition. The best part about this jersey is that it's got the skeleton, is what they call it. The pelican in a skeleton form. It's like subtle voodoo. And I just think black and that neon green works. I can't wait for them to make it a permanent part of what they're doing. So give me this one. Shout out to Herb Jones.
This is tough. I get 2, right? These are my last 2
picks. 2 picks to finish it out.
Okay. This is tough. Okay, first one I'm going to take the classic Charlotte Hornets jersey.
Nice.
I really like the Hornets colorways. I think the teal is always so nice, and the classic ones just do it the best with the stripes as well. I was going to take their Buzz City one. I just think the classic is a little more classic. So that's what I'm going to take there. And then for my last pick, this is tough. My last pick, I'm going to go with this is hard. I don't know if I want to go with the statement one or the city one. You know what? I'll take the city Sacramento Kings jersey. I really like that jersey this year with the blue with the Kings going down the side. I was going to take the statement one, which is it's like the purple and black gradient, but I liked the old one where it was just a straight line down the middle. I'm actually not as big of a fan as the gradient. So I'm going to go with the Kings City Edition jersey as my last pick.
I looked at the Kings because usually they have a jersey that I really like. I wasn't a huge fan of that one, but I get that. So my last pick, I'm going classic. So it's between the Chicago Bulls, the LA Lakers, and the New York Knicks, and I don't know which. And it's talking about the Icon Edition. We don't play on my team with any sort of white jerseys, so I think I got to go classic New York Knicks. It's just one of those, they were actually good in the 90s when I remember, this jersey, first seeing this jersey. And I'm going to take that, and we're going to have that classic night. We can choose between Jazz classic, Timberwolves
classic.
The
Knicks don't have a classic one either.
Yeah, the Knicks don't have
a classic. No, it is their statement.
Their statement edition. Okay, so this is the Knicks statement jersey.
I'm sorry. Take it back. Icon edition.
Their Knicks
just
Icon
the classic
edition.
Classic blue with the orange letters and numbers.
Got it.
I just like it. It's just what it is. It reminds me of the Beastie Boys. Hail to the best Jewish artists ever.
Drake?
No, Beastie Boys. Wrong.
Drake's definitely got a case. I mean, you would think with my last pick, I'd go with the jersey I'm wearing, the City of Brotherly Love, the Sixers.
Who would go with that? No.
But I'm not going with it, obviously. I'm going to go, still being a homer, I'm going to go with the Sixers Icon Edition, the classic blue jersey that we have. I think it's one of the cleanest jerseys in the league right now. Really, there's
Icon.
Sixers Icon. They're blue jerseys. Clean,
with the shadow.
Simple, with the drop shadow that finally looks really good. I mean, it's looked good for a couple of seasons now. Got the 4 stars on one side, 3 stars on the other, for 7. And very clean, very simple, but iconic.
Nice.
All right.
Who has the best jersey closet?
Yeah. Who picked the best 5 jerseys? Let us know in the comments.
Let's go. All right. I think that shocker to me that no one took was one like the Timberwolves. I thought was really nice. Their city. And yeah, actually that's about it.
I would say the only surprise is that no Lakers jerseys were taken, but Jack isn't on the show.
I thought about when I picked the Knicks.
I thought about taking the Lakers Icon, which is their gold jersey. That is the only one that I was really considering because it's just iconic. But to me, it was like, do I think the Lakers are more iconic with their current iteration or the Celtics more iconic with their current iteration? And honestly, the Lakers have screwed up the gold coloring on their uniforms in the past couple iterations when like different brands would take control of it. So like, if you gave me the Adidas Lakers uniform, I'm taking the Adidas Laker era uniform. If you give me the current Nike one, I'm taking the Celtics.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, we got maybe one or two more segments here. So starting off, we're gonna go start, bench, cut. Tyrese Maxey, De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Brunson. Brian.
I am definitely starting Maxey, benching Brunson, cutting Fox.
Wow, Zach, different answer?
Maybe before you say anything, I'm probably a little biased because of the games I've actually seen the Kings play and Fox getting shut down by Herb Jones, but that's where I am right now. Maxey for me, he's like just he's starting up the peak, and I want to ride that as long as I can. And Brunson's just solid, and Fox can be up and down.
He's also averaging 30 points a game this season. Zach.
Wow, this is close. This is close. I think I'm pretty similar to Brian, but I'm gonna start Fox, bench Maxey, and cut Brunson. This is really, really close. Every single one of their stats are like 1 or 2 apart, I'm sure. Like, they're all very, very close. I feel like at this point, it's just like a matter of preference. Like, of course, Maxey's not getting cut for me. So basically it came down to
there's the guy in the Sixers hat and Sixers jersey.
Exactly. like Maxey was never going to get cut, but if we're talking just how they're playing right now, I would say Fox is doing slightly better than Maxey, and Maxey like slightly better than Brunson. I wouldn't be upset if on any order of these players. I don't think you could really be upset about it.
I'm going to say start Fox, bench Maxey, and cut Brunson, because I think De'Aaron Fox is having a phenomenal season. And yeah, sometimes he gets shut down against the Pelicans. He's also one of the most clutch players in the league. Based on how he played in the playoffs last year, I want that guy on my team. Jalen Brunson's great, but I just think between these three, he's the weakest link. I think the other two offer more on the defensive side of the ball as well. Tyrese Maxey, he's just an animal on defense. I love watching him play. And De'Aaron Fox, too. He gets a lot of steals, a lot of blocks as well. So I'm going to bench Brunson. Sorry, I'm going to cut Brunson for that reason. Next one, start, bench, cut. Shea, Tyrese Halliburton, and Luka.
This is rude. This is actually rude.
Yeah.
To put these three together.
Yeah, it is.
Zach.
Oh, okay. Out of these three, God, it sucks having to cut any of these guys. But I am going to start Luka, bench Shea, and cut Halliburton, unfortunately. To me, the biggest thing is that Luka is nearly averaging a triple-double right now, which is just absolutely insane. And Shea is also another dominant scorer. He's averaging like 31 points a game. I know Halliburton brings a lot more to play, to the playmaking side of the game, but if I'm going with just a pure point guard, I need a scorer. That's why I'm going with Luka, Shea, and I'm cutting Halliburton.
This is so tough. All right. I'm not going to cut Luka, even though I know you baited me into trying to do that, which makes it really tough because who do you cut? But I'm going to start Shea, bench Luka, cut Halliburton. I just think Shea gives me the most, I feel like, on both sides. And obviously, you can't cut Luka. As negative as I am about his future prospects, he's still, top 3 player in the league.
I think that there's no right answer to this question and to any of them. I'm starting Luka, benching Shea, and cutting Halliburton. I love Tyrese Halliburton, but
I know
the other two are just on another level. And I mean, I think Tyrese Halliburton has an argument to be the best point guard in the NBA and in the coming years too. And with what he does with 20 turnovers and 20 assists and no turnovers and all that. But I mean, Luka is a walking 30-point triple-double, and Shea is about to get there as well. So I think it's so hard. But yeah, Luka, Shea, Hallie. All right, next one. Start, bench, cut. Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, and James Harden. Brian.
This one's the easiest one for me, I think. I'm cutting Harden just straight up. I don't want anything to do with it. It's too much of a headache. I don't care what he brings. I don't care if he gives me 18 assists a night. I'm cutting him. I just don't want to deal with it. I'm probably starting Anthony Edwards. I like where he's going. I like that he's a beast amongst his peers, and he's going to call people out on his team to do something. And I'm going to bench Booker.
You read my mind, Brian. I'm going the exact same way. Starting Anthony Edwards, he is just getting better. It feels like every single night he's getting better. Bench Devin Booker. I think we've seen the best of what Devin Booker can do already. He's still a great NBA player. Don't get me wrong, but I think Anthony Edwards' ceiling is just higher overall. And then I'm cutting Harden. No real need for me to get into that.
I'm going to say I'm starting Anthony Edwards. I think he's the future of the league. I'm benching Devin Booker. He's having a great season, and I'm cutting James Harden. I think he's at the end of his career. He is playing great with the Clippers, but at this point of his career, I'm taking Devin Booker over him. So James Harden, I don't think he'd mind being cut. He's got enough money to go live out his days wherever he wants. And Anthony Edwards, he's here to stay. He's my number one. This one should be interesting because a couple fan bases intermingling here. So start, bench, cut. Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes, or Zion Williamson? Zach.
Ooh. I'm only going to cut Zion because he just cannot stay on the court right now. Like, I mean, at his best, I feel like he's definitely higher on this, but man, he cannot stay on the court. I cannot trust him. He loves the food in New Orleans too much. I know it's just a joke, but it's a really funny joke. So I'm going to cut Zion. I'm starting Paolo, who has really impressed me this season with his play. I feel like he really should be an all-star. He should be coming off the bench for the all-stars this year. Very impressive sophomore season for Paolo so far. Taking that next step, becoming just better in every single aspect of his game. And that leaves Scotty on the bench, and I feel pretty comfortable with that. Scotty's definitely doing really well, but I'm not sure if he's going to end up being the face of, like, I can't really see him as the face of a team. I see him as a really good co-star, but I can't really see him as the face of a team. So I'm going Paolo, starting Paolo, benching Scotty, and cutting Zion.
All right. So the Pelicans have played 38 games. Zion has played 31 of those 38. So don't hit me with the he can't stay on the court because he has. Has he taken games off on a back-to-back? Yes. I am starting Zion Williamson. Thank you very much. The best part of his game this year that's improved, that puts him in the start position, is that he knows when to pass now. He's not forcing everything through the lane. He's got a lot of great shooters around him. He's dishing the ball out, getting a lot of assists. So starting Zion, I think I'm going to bench Paolo. And just out of process of elimination, I got to cut Scotty.
Y'all are crazy. For the reason of, like you just said, ball movement, you want a point guard who's 6'10" that can defend any position on the floor? I'm starting Scotty Barnes. Thank you very much. I'm going to bench Zion Williamson because I think at the end of the day, I mean, Paolo is amazing as well. And I was actually about to say bench Paolo, but in the spur of the moment, I went with Zion. Paolo's amazing. Number one pick, rookie of the year, still ascending. He's having a great year and absolutely should be an all-star. But Zion Williamson, don't forget, was also number one pick, would have been rookie of the year had he not gotten hurt. Obviously went to Ja instead, but he was the most hyped prospect since LeBron James, like on that level. Before Victor Wembanyama, there was Zion. And I think now that we're seeing if he can really play 65 to 70 games in a regular season, I'm taking the 65 to 70 games of Zion Williamson. So I'm going to put him on the bench. I'm going to have Scotty leading the way and then unfortunately cut Paolo. But this one is very close. Mm-hmm. All right, got a few more. Let's do some big men. Start, bench, cut. Wemby, Chet, and Alperen Şengün. Brian,
that is so brutal. Okay, let me just say this: Chet has impressed me this year. I didn't think he was going to have the success in the NBA he's had, but after the triple-double Wemby had the other night in like 3 minutes played, I'm going to start Wemby.
Ridiculous.
I'm going to start Wemby, and Şengün has been, he's been carrying that Rockets team. He is unbelievable to watch in person. He's got every move in the book. He's like a little, I don't know. He's just been awesome. And so I'm going to bench him, and I'm going to cut Chet. I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I mean, I get that Chet overall, he's doing very well for himself, but I think I'm going to end up cutting Chet as well. But I'm kind of surprised that I'm even doing this. I think I'm starting Sengun here.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I think I'm starting Sengun for the time being. Wemby's going to develop off the bench and eventually replace him, obviously. But Sengun,
I think you can play him at the same time, honestly. Put Sengun at the 4.
You honestly could, yeah. Honestly, that might be a move. Maybe just start both of them. But for the sake of argument,
I don't think you get that option.
Yeah, I don't get that option. I'm starting Sengun. I'm starting Sengun for right now because he's had a very impressive season. I never thought he would end up playing as well as he has. He has just improved substantially from last season. I mean, his points per game is up 7. That's kind of a ridiculous jump for any player to go up 7 points in the matter of one season. And then, yeah, I mean, Wemby on the bench, I know that seems crazy right now, but I feel like in a year he'll be the clear-cut starter. So let's get him his bench minutes while we still can.
Yeah, he's only playing 25 minutes a night as is.
Yeah, and to be fair, and next year he's playing 35 a night. So,
all right, I'm gonna start Wemby, bench Sengun, and cut Chet. Pretty easy for me. Alperen Sengun is one of my favorite players in the NBA to watch. Mm-hmm. Like, he is a baby Jokic. So good for my fantasy basketball team. He just does everything. He gets so many assists too for a center. I think behind Jokic, he's the best passing center in the NBA, even better than Domantas Sabonis. Even though Sabonis might get more assists, if you watch the games and look at the types of passes that Sengun is making, he looks like if LaMelo Ball was a center. Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to put him on the bench. So obviously Wemby is Wemby. And yeah, Chet looks great. But of all these guys, I think Wemby and Chet are like a similar deal where they're like both really tall guys that can handle the ball and are just one injury away of ruining your franchise. I'm going to take the gamble there with Wemby, and then I think Sengun is safer than Chet. And honestly, I think he's better, but we'll see for right now. Last one. Start, bench, cut. Julius Randle, Domas Sabonis, or Kristaps Porzingis. Brian.
Oof. Okay. I think it's an easy start right here. Give me Sabonis starting here. I just like his game all around. I think he's getting a little better defensively against most teams. He has matchups here and there that you just know he's not going to be able to handle it defensively. I think I'm going to bench Randall. I don't love the way he interacts within a team and the selfishness. He's like, a little bit of a baby Harden sometimes. But Porzingis, talk about a player it's hard to keep on the floor. I think he's doing better this year with his health, but I'm just waiting for that catastrophic injury as well. So start Sabonis, bench Randall, cut Porzingis.
Yeah, I'm in a very I'm in the pretty much the same boat as you. I'm starting Sabonis. I think overall he just has the most well-balanced game. He brings a lot to the offensive side, he brings a lot to the defensive side. And while you can say like kind of similarly, maybe Porzingis has a little bit of that, but he doesn't bring as much as Sabonis to either side. And then Randall might bring more offensively, but he's a defensive liability. So Sabonis to me is the easy start. And then, we're talking the bench. You want scoring off the bench. I'm going with Randall off the bench. I agree. He definitely plays a bit selfishly. His numbers feel a little inflated considering how much he gets the ball in New York compared to if he was on pretty much any other team. I don't think they're using him as often as they do. And that leaves Porzingis being cut. He's having a pretty solid season. And for whatever reason, he was in top 10 MVP consideration early in the season. He was. I wish I was capping. But yeah, overall, I think just based on how they played so far this season, I'm going Sabonis, Randall, Porzingis.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that order. I don't have any problem with that.
I'm telling you though, NBA Central, like top 10 NBA rankings. Look back a month or two, you'll see Kristaps Porzingis like number 8.
That's just absolutely absurd. I think that's going to wrap it up for today's show, though. We've been on for quite a while. It's just about 5 p.m. The sun has completely set, and it is pitch black now in Canada. So I got to go to sleep in a few hours now. Ridiculous. So thanks for hanging with us both today. We'll be back on Monday after a action-packed weekend of NFL football. Monday will be a fun show because Monday night, Zach's hopes and dreams will finally be crushed when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town. when the Eagles actually go down to Tampa. So they're going to have to take a little road trip and go into the warm weather. That's going to be a fun show. Maybe we should also hop in a live reaction that night and get Eagles fan. If you want to watch, by the way, join our Discord all weekend long. We're doing an NFL watch party in Discord starting at 4:30 tomorrow. We got Browns Texans, so make sure you're in the Discord. It's going to be in the voice channel called NFL Watch Party. Shocker, I know. Oh, and there goes the cattail across the webcam. And scene. Thank you guys for joining us for Pass the Rock. We'll be back on Monday night, and then we'll have the divisional round of the playoffs. So we'll see you then. Go Bucks.
Diggy on the platform.